Hi, welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gregg, and I'm a valuation expert in St. Louis, Missouri. I have the privilege of interviewing Ben Allen of Allen Forensics today. He's a forensic investigator and certified fraud examiner in Dallas, Texas. And we will be discussing third-party fraud and tips on how to prevent identity fraud in this podcast. Welcome, Ben. Let's talk about why this type of fraud is so easy to undertake, because I don't think people really understand that. Now, I've talked to FBI agents. Okay. I've talked to people that, it is so easy, but it's maybe because we just don't know or we're not paying attention. I don't know.
That's a very great question, Melissa. One of the things that has made this so easy is technology. So the same way technology has made our lives so easy, it has also made the schemes of the fraudsters easy. So easy. Think about machine learning. Think about automation. Think about artificial intelligence. All of these things makes things so easy. We have people that apply for stuff. Okay, so a good example, right? We're doing, an investigation of a group of guys who in this COVID period were getting unemployment from different states. And they put in the application, they go use, so for example, Ben is, I didn't lose my job, I'm working, but some guys getting money on my behalf. Prior to this pandemic, when you apply for unemployment, they will call the company and call you, but this time around, because of the number of applications that came in, they were just calling people randomly. Sometimes the system just automates the approval process. So such technology that had to be in place just to aid approval because of this pandemic made it easy as well for folks to just use people's information to apply for unemployment. And then when it comes to where the money should be sent to, they put their real account or they put an account they have control over. And this system wasn't set up to detect that, and folks are just getting money. And that is really crazy. So technology has made it so easy. There's a fraud scheme, and we made some effort to inform the feds about this. There's a scheme we discovered happening in Houston. These guys are buying cars, Range Rovers and G-Wagons. You know what they're doing? They keep the threshold of their fraud below $100,000. Right? So the FBI doesn't look at them. What they do is this. They get a profile of, for example, Ben Allen. So they drive to a nice neighborhood in Houston and they see a house, they write the house address, then they're able to get the owner of the house. These guys will clone an ID in my name. Then they will use gift cards to open an LLC in my name. So my name will be there as the owner of the LLC, and I'm not aware. I had a Zoom meeting with a set of executives I do trainings for, and I told them that we need to conduct a search on the Secretary of State's website to see if someone has registered a company in your name in this season. So a company is registered, and remember, talking about technology, these systems are automated. There's no physical interface. Nobody calls you for anything. You just buy the gift card, you go to the Secretary of State's website, you put the name of the company, XYZ LLC, it goes through. In 3 days, they send you an email to an email address you would have provided to download the information documents. Now you have real company documents in the name of a real person who is alive, but is unaware that some guys are impersonating him. So what they do with that is this. They then make an ID in the name of this same person, and then they go to the bank within this pandemic period and go open a business account. Now they apply for the payroll protection program, and then they falsify documents, and then they make sure that they do the calculations so that what they will be approved for will be less than $100,000. Now this is what these guys are doing. So the folk who goes to the bank to open the account, that guy is giving 30%. When the money is paid, everybody shares their money, they go their separate ways, and the following day or the following week, they strike again. And this is so easy now, also because of technology. Because of technology. So that is one. Number two will be the availability of data. It has made this so easy. I had a great friend of mine that served in the Marines. Somebody bought a house in her name. This is true story. She gave us a video testimonial when we were able to help her get sorted. Like somebody bought a house, and this was not 10 years ago. This was like a few years ago. So you ask yourself some questions. How is somebody able to not buy a cell phone, buy a house in somebody else's name? You know, and then they began to call her for payment. She's like, what payments? What are you guys talking about? You know, so data is available on Google, on the data broker website. One of the recommendations is to get yourself off the data broker website as much as you can. Get yourself off of those sites, because that's where it all starts from. So technology and the availability of data on the internet has made it easy for these guys to perpetrate fraud. When we also talk about technology, let's also remember the advent of tools like VPN. You know how the VPN works, whereby I can be in Dallas, Texas, but I can change my IP to be Atlanta, Georgia, just to change the trail. So all of this has made fraud so easy. We have folks who are not even within the boundaries of the United States, but they're perpetrating fraud from outside the country, but they're able to access some of the platforms because by the use of the VPN, they just click on the server within the States. And with that, now they have access. So technology has really advanced the scheme of the fraudsters.
So, and I think it's very interesting because, you know, I do my own research on companies when we go to value them, and I can pull up the owners off the Secretary of State, then it has an address, and then I can go to the real estate part of the state, you know, and look up addresses, their personal addresses, and get additional information. So if it's easy for me, then it's certainly going to be easy for